Happy Wednesday. I have something exciting to show you guys. We have 3 new colors in the Lee bag. I kind of previewed it last week in PTTV, and they're now up on the site, and they are just, oh, they're so beautiful. There's 3 new colors. So we started with black. We have caramel suede, and it's out of stock, but it's coming back, I think, this week. We have this beautiful denim, and then we added this beautiful yellow. If you love the yellow, yellow is wonderful. Matt's showing the black. And then we have this beautiful luggage with the piping of the ice blue, so it kind of all kind of goes together. And then we have this beautiful moss, if you love the moss, which is sort of more of a, like if you ask like what the luggage is a little bit more brown in tone. The moss is for sure has an olive tone to it, so it's like an olive leather with our beautiful pink leather that is the same color as the taffy pink one. And it just, I picked these colors because I kind of had the thought process, a bigger yellow bag is truly elegant, but I'm not sure like going into, you know, like, cause this is kind of a nice big clutch. So it's kind of nice to have a shot of color, but then it has the darker tones so that you could, you know, wear it into all different seasons and scenarios. So this has been great with these straps. It's really lightweight. I love how light it is. And this way you can have a crossbody, which is super comfortable, and a shoulder strap, which is amazing. So I love these colors. Definitely compare these with any of these new rope ones. I just think they're so happy and just beautiful. The brown is super chic actually with the yellow. It's so pretty. You could do any of these colors, and if you want to pop, I was looking at this, like you could pop a green with the blue, and then you could also, I'm in love with red and ice blue, so this is mine, so I'm doing this coloration, and I just think it's so fun. And the strap has also been great on my Micro Charlie that I've been using. My mom just took, she just got an ice blue Micro Charlie, so I'm excited to see how she pairs it, but it's super comfortable. I love how light it is, and it's just kind of there, but not there, which is kind of great. And it's been comfortable as a crossbody, so as you can see, it's just, and then the Lee bag is so great because it's so snug against your body. I just love this bag. It's just a really elegant, like, purposeful bag because you could use it as a clutch. It's super chic, and it's a little bit oversized. You could use it as a shoulder bag, which is so nice. And then you could also clip any of your crossbodies on there, and I think it's just so great. It's like it does so many things, and I love how it looks, and I love how it feels. The leather is super soft. It's just beautiful. So that's the new bag that's there. It's online. And then today, Matt and I were discussing our leathers that we've been, just to talk about leather in general, talk about how our bags are made, and just kind of discuss kind of the idea behind what we do here. So our leathers that we choose are not fully treated. And so what happens with not fully treated leathers, which I find very beautiful, but some people are not used to it. They're a little imperfect. So when they're not treated, you will find things like, let's see, let me show you that. So on here, like on this Lee bag, these are just the natural grains of the leather. So like here, right here, these are probably stretch marks of the cow. I love it because I think it gives it a very natural look, and it doesn't make the bag feel like it's plastic. So when you do get, bigger names that have, they have to make thousands of bags, they treat the leather, so it becomes very shiny. And, as we, make more bags, sometimes our leather guys tell us like, hey, maybe you want to treat your leather a little bit more or give it a little bit more of a treatment. But then what happens is it starts looking very shiny and kind of plasticky to me. So I always prefer the naked leather, which takes a lot more time to cut on the floor because you have to go through it, but I just love the nature of it. So when you do get one of our bags and you're like, hey, these look like they're crease marks or whatever, these are actually like the grains of the leather. Of course, if there's issues with the leather, we'll take care of it, but I just want to kind of understand why we choose this leather and what we do with it, So there's all these natural grains on here, and also our bags are cut not by machines, they're all cut by hand by people. And so each one of them will characteristically be a little bit different from each other. So even when one batch comes in, they're all kind of different, which I find really beautiful, and not a lot of people do this anymore. I think it's a lost art. So for me, I feel like it's very important to kind of just talk about it so that people understand, like when they get bags like this, like, hey, what's going on? This is the natural grain of the leather. I just want you to understand that. And then this it's piped by hand, and so this leather is soft, so you're not going to get a perfect taut like piece like this. It's going to kind of cave in. It's your thing. It's like getting a bag that's been handmade for you. So it's really kind of different, and I feel like, you know, I think as we get, you know, more and more bags out there, this is sort of the thing that we kind of want to talk about, and our bags, and where we find, like what Matt and I are trying to do is we like small batches, right, Matt? I like making the bags in small batches, so it takes a bit longer. And I was just down in LA. Our leather bags, many of them are made here in LA, and it's kind of super cool to see how many people actually make one bag. I was surprised, and I was super like, wow, this is insane. So just to make a simple bag like this, there could be 20 to 25 people involved, and they all do specific parts of the bag. And so it's just really fascinating how, first of all, how many people it takes to make one bag, and how much work it takes to make one bag. You know, I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Like, each one of these have to be meticulously sewn back, ironed, you know, like there's so many parts of this, but it's just such a beautiful craft that's kind of going away. And as we, you know, even as the years have gone by with Matt and I doing this, fewer and fewer makers are out there. You know, even in the most like in LA and New York, where a lot of stuff was made, we're finding after COVID, this art is sort of dying, and it really kind of is sad. So whatever we can do to kind of like keep this going and make bags in this manner, I think it's a wonderful thing. So when you get your bags, I feel like it's kind of a cool thing to have, because it's a little different from the machine-made bags or the bags that come in the thousands from Asia. It's just super cool to kind of make and feel this. And then the other thing is just caring for your bag. So I'll show you my sling bag that I think is now 3 or 4 years old, and it is kind of dark. It's been patinaed over time, and as you can see, all of our leathers, when you use it through time with your oils that you know have on your hands and the way you use your bags, they will patina over time. And
we see that as a desirable.
For me, it's a desirable thing. And also, as through time, you have to, you know, take care of your bag. So you can't expect a non-treated leather bag to be just, you know, used over and over again without taking it to your cobbler. I take mine, and he has to condition it sometimes, you know, and like with my shoes that I love, that sometimes I have for like 20, 25 years.
People often ask us, like, hey, well, which chemical should I use to treat it? It's like, we don't know, because we're not cobblers.
Yes, and I think they're the best ones to know.
It takes a professional.
And that's a dying art, you know, and so that's why I love that, is I take my bags that I love and I get them conditioned and I take care of them. And I think the other thing is, like, for example, the sling bag. If you have a lighter colored leather, it's natural idea to be careful when you do have very dark jeans on. You can't expect to take a yellow leather, and it's with anything in your, you know, like any shoes that you have that are light, you can't expect to rub it against your denim and then not expect it to maybe wear on the other side. So when you are wearing a dark denim and you know it probably might crock, then pull your bag up a little bit more and don't have it be pushing again. You know, like, it's just very, like, you have to care for your bag.
That's the trade-off. It's like, like you said, for us to have the perfect plastic coated, you know, or treated leather, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But then the trade-off is that it's almost too perfect and personal
too shiny.
finish, right? So that's the trade-off.
Yes, and I think that's you know, if you're looking at the bags and you're like, hey, this is a Parker Thatch bag, you know, I think it's just like, we have to understand we're using natural leathers, and natural leathers is a different beast. And you know, at where we are,
and we're using them because we choose
right.
them by design and because we think they are aesthetically beautiful.
Correct. And I think with other handbags that are maybe $3,000 to $5,000 that use natural leathers, maybe they're using the entire hide, so because they're cutting out all, like, any of this, right? So it's completely perfect. So obviously I don't want to waste, and I feel like this is just the beauty of it. You know, this is the beauty of the leather, and I find there's something very beautiful about it. And this is the, you know, when we choose to do something and I choose to make something, I think that's what I love, is I love things that are a little bit imperfectly perfect. Obviously, if things are feeling and, you know, things like that.
If there's a malfunction, or defect, that's separate. But these kind of things are not defects.
Yeah, and it's just interesting, like sometimes with the metallic leathers, you know, it's just like stuff like these. This is just natural creases on the leather, you know, this is a living creature. and they moved around. So these are all
Tells a story.
very natural, and I think very beautiful and part of the leather. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it because I feel like, sometimes when we're looking at our bags, it's just really important to understand why we make these bags, why we choose the leather that we choose, and how to really care for your bags. Don't overstuff your bags, like things like that, where if you are going to be utilizing a bag for work, maybe choose a Jane bag, that's bigger and you can put your computer. Like today I had my little small Charlie, but then I had my medium Charlie. So I could put all my work stuff in the medium Charlie, and then I put all my personal things in the small Charlie. So sometimes maybe doing 2 bags is cool, especially if you have to go to work. So those are all like little things that I feel like it's just caring for your things that you really love. And I just hope that when you get one of the bags, like you really love it. So it's just taking care of it and thinking about it. It's not like it's not robust to go out in the rain or the snow, but obviously when it's pouring rain, with anything that I have that I find valuable, that I love, put it under your jacket. You got to take care of it. You can't just let it be in the rain and then suddenly it's completely drenched and then you're like, oh, this bag failed. It didn't fail. It's like you didn't take care of your bag. Yeah. So I think that's really important.
Maybe don't take it on a 1-week camping trip.
Right. So I wouldn't take my nice loafers, so I think that's the give and take with having a bag that is using, where as a company we're using natural, mostly untreated leathers, and I find that that's the difference, and so it's interesting. And then sometimes with like the denim we choose raw, like we choose a salvage denim, so we choose always the most natural and the most obvious things sometimes. And so I think it's just that's the main difference sometimes, is just, they're imperfectly perfect versus the perfect bag you get at Nordstrom's, where there's maybe thousands of them have been made and they've come down a production line and their leathers have to be treated understandably so. So anyways, I think it's just like that's what I wanted to talk about, and just really talk about why Matt and I choose to do certain things, like choose these leathers and choose to put bags out there like this, because it's a dying art, right? And I find that as we go into fall, I am going to purposely choose some leathers that are actually kind of washed and marked up, and I think that's kind of super cool too. So they're going to be very imperfect, but I find that might be something I want to lean into, because I feel like personally that's what I want. Like I want to have a bag that feels slouchy and cool, but then it's been used, and I think there's something really neat about that. So we'll look at some of the leathers we're doing for fall, and they're really beautiful, and ironically like super expensive because they are treated like that, but they're just super cool looking. Our suede is another one that I feel like I'm really loving the new suede that we have chosen. It's an Italian suede, so we really upgraded it. It has a really beautiful kind of hand, but then sometimes you'll see on the suede, even I'm just looking at this one, there's going to be like, the cow is walking around, and sometimes it rubs itself against the fence. There's a little wire that comes out. So there may be like small marks like this. It's not going to tear. It's just part of the suede. So you see that, Matt?
Yeah.
So that's just part of the cow, and he probably scratched himself somewhere, but it is part of the suede, and this is a beautiful, beautiful suede. So anyways, DM us if you have any questions about, why we choose to use certain leathers, what my philosophy is about caring for these bags, and it's just super cool. And I'm so excited that there are so many people out there who really embrace these bags and really embrace this idea of like, wow, they feel different, they're soft, And then it's like, people want to know why I choose to unline the sling bag, because I love how it feels against your body. There's certain choices we make. It's not because, we want to be cheap and not line the bag. I tried to line the bag and it completely made it very stiff, and I didn't like how it felt. I want this bag to feel like it kind of will snug against your body and it feels really good. So with all these parts and all these bits, it's really hard to like get it to feel the softness with the lining. So it's just really nice when it's just raw on the inside. There's just so beautiful about it, So anyways, I thank you for listening, and thank you for like just, when we do more of these PTTVs, we could really look at the leather and just really look at it up close, and then just see like, hey, that's kind of cool. And it's kind of cool when these bags do come in, they're all kind of different, right? Because different hands, so we're sewing these. So anyhow, that's that. And then what else, Matt? God, Matt and I have been watching so many weird TV shows that we want to share with you guys. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I have been on a Bridgerton bender, right, Matt? It's been I caught up on season 3, and then I was like, I have to go back to season 1 and 2, and then I even went in and watched the Lady Charlotte, the separate one about the Queen. I love those. They're so good. So I'm kind of into, and like it really reminded me of all these ice blue colors, and the pastels really is like Bridgerton-y. The Feathertons have the yellows and the pinks, and then the Bridgertons, they have the ice blue and the greens. So I'm like so into it, and I'm like, Matt's like, what are you doing? I was like, okay, I just finished watching it, and I have no more Bridgertons to watch until the next one comes. But so I'm watching like behind the scenes. Pat's like, anyways, so that's that, and then tomorrow let's have a chat, a little daily dose, and check out the Lees. These are amazing. They're super soft, and I love this one. This one's mine, and I'm just doing it with the red. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys.